Audio Jungle.
Mercedes-Benz is no more peculiar to the extravagance hybrid market, and today we get the opportunity to see its most recent passage, the 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLE. One more day, another SUV, isn't that so? Luckily, this present one has more style and tech than some other Uda from the German producer, and some of it sounds quite sweet. Initiating, we have new sheet metal all around and a 3-inch increment and wheelbase over the ebb and flow GLE, giving some space to the discretionary third push situate. It looks smoother and slipperier all through the new outline. Those new lines, joined with air traps all over, helped Mercedes get the coefficient of drag down to 0.29, it asserts that number is currently best in the section. The base motor in the GLE 350 is Mercedes' 2.0-liter turbo 4-chamber with 255 pull and 273 pound-feet of torque. All renditions of the GLE will accompany a 9-speed auto at dispatch. The motor you need to think about, however, is the 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-6 that comes coordinated with a 48-volt electrical framework. So prepared, the GLE 450 puts out 362 horsepower and 369 pounds-to-foot of torque. Here's the place the fun tech begins to enter the condition. Like the Audi A8, the 2020 GLE 450 will ride on Benz's initial 48-volt dynamic suspension framework. Mercedes has this coordinated with an air suspension, and it permits both the spring and damping powers to be controlled exclusively at each wheel. E-Active Body Control, as it's called, is equipped for neutralizing body move, pitch and squat. The majority of this is done with an end goal to give extraordinary solace, however there's some entirely sweet Go 4x4 romping benefits you get from it as well. For instance, Mercedes says that on the off chance that you wind up stuck in sand, the suspension level will naturally raise and lower itself rapidly to build footing, and in the end shake itself free. In other uplifting news for the rare sorts of people who may take their GLE rough terrain, you'll have completely factor all-wheel drive controls to modify torque between the front and back axles. Extravagance hybrids truly offer themselves with delightful insides, and this one doesn't baffle. Like its C-Class car partner, the GLE gets 2 enormous high-goal screens up front. There are sufficient thingamajigs contained in there to fill a book, yet here are the features. Another learning collaborator perceives hand motions. It will, as far as anyone knows, know the distinction between the driver going after the screen and the traveler, and afterward enable the settings to be balanced for the relating hand. The infotainment framework will likewise attempt to gain from your past radio call history to give you alternate routes on the screen to specific things when it supposes you may need them. That is beginning to sound somewhat like Google Assistant or Siri. The back seats aren't overlooked, either. You'll have 6-way control situates back there, a vehicle-like touch in a SUV. Another head-up show is professed to be the most effortless to peruse and manage yet. Mercedes utilizes an arrangement of focal points and mirrors to extend the now monster head-up show, 17.8 by 5.9 inches, with the end goal that it seems to skim over the hood around 10 feet out. We'll need to perceive how that one functions practically speaking before making any judgments. All your typical driver help highlights will be accessible on the new GLE. New is a self-governing activity help framework which works in unpredictable rush hour gridlock up to 37 miles per hour. Mercedes dynamic brake help is utilitarian when making a turn currently, keeping you out of inconvenience if the auto detects approaching activity amid a move. We're seeing the photos presently, obviously, however Mercedes will demonstrate the auto at the Paris Auto Show, with a discounted date at some point in spring 2019. Valuing will likewise be reported at a later date.